You are looking at the question completely backwards. You think ancient humans were hairy. But here is the truth that should genuinely unsettle you. Right now, at this exact moment, you have roughly the same number of hairs on your body as a chimpanzee. The same number. You are not the ape that lost its fur. You are the ape that learned to hide it. Welcome to Archaia. We tend to imagine our ancestors as these shaggy, fur-covered creatures, somewhere between us and a gorilla. Big brows, thick pelts, hair everywhere. And the question everyone asks is, why were they so hairy? But that question contains a hidden assumption that is completely wrong. Because the real mystery of human evolution is not why our ancestors had hair. Every mammal has hair. Hair is normal. Hair is 400 million years of evolutionary engineering. Insulation, protection, camouflage, sensation. The real mystery, the genuinely bizarre, almost unique thing is this. Out of more than 5,000 species of mammals on Earth, we are one of the only ones that appears naked. We are the weird ones. And to understand why, we have to go back to a moment, around 2 million years ago, when something dramatic happened to our ancestors' bodies. For millions of years, our ape ancestors lived in the cool, shaded forests of Africa, up in the trees, out of the direct sun. For a forest ape, a thick coat of fur is perfect. It keeps you warm in the shade. It sheds rain. It protects your skin. And then the climate changed. The forests began to shrink. The open grasslands, the savannah, began to spread. And our ancestors were forced out of the cool trees and into the blazing, merciless, direct African sun. And here, they faced a problem that would reshape the human body forever. They started to move. A lot. Unlike most predators, who hunt in short, explosive bursts and then rest in the shade, our ancestors became something almost unheard of in the animal kingdom. Long-distance walkers, endurance travelers. They walked for miles across the open savannah, hunting, scavenging, foraging, under a sun that never let up, and walking generates heat. Running generates even more. Your muscles are like little furnaces, and the more you move, the more heat they pump into your body. Now here is the deadly part. Your brain, that big, expensive, growing human brain, is extraordinarily sensitive to heat. Let your core temperature rise just a few degrees, and your brain begins to cook. Confusion, collapse, death. A furry animal, walking all day in that sun, would overheat and die. Our ancestors had to solve this problem, and the solution they evolved is one of the most remarkable cooling systems in the entire animal kingdom. Most mammals cool down by panting. A dog can't sweat through its skin, so it hangs its tongue out and breathes hard. It works, but it's slow and it's limited. Our ancestors did something far more powerful. They turned their entire skin into a radiator. The human body has between 2 and 4 million sweat glands, vastly more than almost any other primate. When you get hot, those glands flood your skin with water, and as that water evaporates, it pulls heat directly off your body, cooling you from the surface down. It is breathtakingly effective. It is the reason a trained human can run a marathon. It's the reason that, over very long distances, a human can outlast a horse, but there was a catch. Evaporation only works if the water can actually evaporate off your skin. And if your skin is buried under a thick coat of fur, the sweat gets trapped. The fur stays soggy. The cooling fails. So generation by generation, the ancestors, who happened to have thinner, finer hair, survived better in the heat. They cooled more efficiently. They hunted longer. They had more children, and those children inherited the same thin hair. Over hundreds of thousands of years, our thick fur thinned out into the fine, almost invisible coat we have today. All so that our sweat could reach the open air. We didn't lose our hair to look pretty. We lost it so our brains wouldn't boil. But now, Here is the twist that makes this whole story so strange. We never actually lost the hair at all. If you look closely at your own arm right now, you'll see it. Fine, pale, soft hair. We call it peach fuzz. Scientists call it vellus hair. It is covering almost your entire body this very second. When researchers count the actual hair follicles on human skin, they find something astonishing. We have roughly the same density of follicles as a chimpanzee of the same size. The follicles never went away. The hairs just became thin, short, and pale, shrinking down until they were nearly invisible, while the chimps stayed thick and dark. You are not a hairless ape. You are a fully furred ape, wearing a coat so fine you can barely see it. And that useless peach fuzz? It turns out it isn't useless at all. Recent studies show that this fine hair acts like an early warning system. It makes it significantly harder for insects, like mosquitoes and bedbugs, to find a patch of bare skin to bite, giving you precious extra moments to feel them and swat them away. Even our invisible fur is still quietly doing its job. And that leaves one final mystery. If we thinned out our hair to stay cool, why did we keep it in a few very specific places? The thick hair on your head? That's likely a sunshade. A built-in parasol protecting the one organ you absolutely cannot afford to overheat, sitting right at the top of your body, closest to the sun. And the coarse hair in the armpits and the groin. The leading theory is that these patches sit right over glands that produce powerful scent chemicals. For our ancestors, this hair likely helped trap and broadcast those scents. Silent chemical signals of identity, health, and sexual maturity. The kind of ancient signaling that worked long before anyone could speak a word. In other words, every patch of hair you have left is not random. It's a message from your ancestors. A map of what mattered most. Cool the brain, shade the head, signal a mate, survive. So the next time you complain about shaving, or waxing, or that one stubborn hair that will not go away, remember what you actually are. You are not the smooth, hairless creature you see in the mirror. You are a 2-million-year-old cooling machine, covered head to toe in a coat of nearly invisible fur, carrying the exact same number of follicles as the ape your ancestors used to be. You didn't escape your fur. You just learned to wear it so well that you forgot it was ever there.